Indeed. Well, hello there, and how are you? It is wonderful to be here and have the opportunity to talk to you all tonight. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update. Very, very good news indeed. A lot of people have seen through what is going on in the world, but still around the world, various different governments are trying to nibble away at our freedoms. And I think it's very important that all of us continue to communicate wherever we can. Now, I want to thank each and every one of you for signing up to our Telegram group. You can find our Telegram group, Camelot TV Network on Telegram, and I would ask each and every one of you to subscribe to that on Telegram. Very, very important to keep on getting the message out. And there are a number of things and a number of points that we have sent out today. Switzerland has now banned the entry of non-vaccinated people. So for those of you that are not vaccinated, that were planning on going skiing or going on holiday in Switzerland, you won't be able to go there because Switzerland has now passed a mandate to say that the only people allowed to enter Switzerland will be those who are vaccinated. Now, the other thing that's been happening is that a lot of athletes have been undergoing what is called sudden death, or death after a short illness. And if you go onto Twitter and you just put into search sudden death or short illness, I think there's now 70 athletes that have had a sudden death. And of course there's no explanation for this, no suggestion from me that there's any cause of this, but you know, the fact of the matter is it is something that is probably worth journalists looking into And one of the things that you could do is to send your favourite journalist emails and ask them if they could explain why these sudden deaths are going on. Do seem to be an awful lot of them. There've also been some sudden deaths at pop concerts recently. Some singers have been dying. A lot of attendees. I think there was over 11 cardiac arrests in one pop concert in Texas. So what is causing all these sudden deaths, you might ask? Well, I don't know. I've got no clue as to what might be causing these sudden deaths. No clue at all. Do any of you have any ideas as to what might be causing the sudden deaths? Kim Strange says, yes, they're dropping like flies. They are dropping like flies, to be fair. In fact, flies seem to have a slightly longer lifespan than some of these fellows. Now, Ravira says, watching from Weston-super-Mare. Where is everybody else watching from? Steffi says, hi from lockdown Auckland. 11 weeks and counting. Well, good evening, Maduri. Hogstrat, very nice to see you. Christine Chambers. Travis Constant in Houston. 8 flames, 8 bodies. Wow. There's a lot of sudden death out there right now. Charlotte Hathaway is from Northamptonshire. Katerina is from Norwich. Survival of the fittest, the smartest, absolutely. Now Kim Strange is from Middle America. Andreas Kutz is from Denmark. Thank you, John, for continuing to communicate. Well, we do try to continue to communicate. Some months ago we realised that the psychiatrists that have as their goal the suppression of planet Earth had taken complete charge of the planetary narrative. And we noticed a number of institutions that we are very, very fond of indeed, and usually have a tremendous amount of respect for, started to push the psychiatric narrative and various different manifestations of this. And what psychiatrists like to do, of course, is anything negative, a psychiatrist will strengthen it, and anything positive, well, a psychiatrist, what they will do is they will weaken that thing. So it's very important to know who it is if you're being attacked as an individual or as a group, as a family. It's always very important to know and to understand who it is that is attacking you and why it is. Many of you know I've been a Scientologist for many years. There's a lecture that L. Ron Hubbard gave in 1967, and for those of you that are interested, I would listen to it. It's called RJ67, Ron's Journal 67, and if it talks about why the Church of Scientology came under attack. And well, the most interesting thing, of course, is that the very same people that have been attacking Scientology since about 1951 are the very same people that are attacking you and me today as citizens of the world, and are attacking these countries and are causing them to really cave in. A number of these countries have caved in, a number of their leaders have caved in. I've been hearing a tremendous number of people getting very upset with our royal family. They've been getting very upset with our royal family. I can't imagine why. They tell me they're wonderful people. So I can't imagine why anybody would be getting upset with the royal family. Now, can I move my mic closer, please? Yes, I can move the mic. I'm moving the mic closer. Can you hear me now? Let me just turn up the volume. Let's just see how we're doing on the old microphone volume here. Hang on 1 second. What's that like, Mike? Oh, there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? There we go. Good, good, good. Yes. Dick Turnip says, especially Charles have been getting upset. Good, that's better. Beautiful. Good, 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 good. Okay, sorry about that. My sound engineer took the day off today, so it's just me doing the sound here. Yes, look at this. Only 20% were vaxxed in Bulgaria. So they created the new positive cases hysteria and threatened lockdown if people don't get the thing. Green certificates were introduced. Golly, Katerina, what an awful situation. There you go. That's Julia Galtic. That's the lecture you want to listen to. RJ67. Ron's Journal 67. Now you can call up any Church of Scientology and they will get you a copy of that lecture. And it's not a lecture that many people know about, but in that lecture, what Ron does is he lays out exactly who it is that has been attacking and trying to undermine the efforts of the Church of Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard, quite innocently discovered a cure for depression. He discovered a cure for drug addiction, among other things, and he discovered a technology that brings about the end of wars. Now, you'd have thought that people like to hear about ending of wars. And you can read all about that, by the way. The first book he wrote, Dianetics, he lays it all out. And well worth buying a copy of that. If ever you've thought it would be nice to end wars, it would be a jolly good thing to do, you would have thought that everybody would love the idea of ending wars. But lo and behold, all sorts of things happened to L. Ron Hubbard. And it leads one to conclude that there must be some people that like wars, you see. Lashing Rain says, yes, interesting lecture. It's a very interesting lecture indeed. Very interesting lecture indeed. And so, there is something that we can all do when faced with suppression. See, suppression is always an attempt to reduce your freedom in some way, shape or form. So when you are confronted with anybody that is attempting to reduce your freedom or is attempting to limit you in any way, one of the things that you can do, and you can do this in a whisper, or you can do it very loudly, is you can advocate total freedom. If you become a campaigner simply for freedom, you don't really have to get into any detail about what it is, but you just simply push the idea of freedom. If all of us pushed the idea of freedom, if we push that idea, and if we... I'm just going to try and do something here tonight, because I'm trying to see... I'm trying to play you a little song, but I can't seem to get it onto my screen for some reason. My facility here, which should show the new group. I'm just trying to... I'm trying to show you something here, but it's a little bit difficult because I'm having difficulty with the software. But I tell you what I'm going to do. I was sent an amazing song that was sung by a music producer, and I just shared it in the Telegram group. So what I'd like everybody that's watching here tonight to do is to sign up to our Telegram group, and then I will share that song with you afterwards. And it gets into some of the detail on 9/11. I don't know if you remember that. Does anybody remember when those Twin Towers came down? I remember that day because it was my wedding day, and I was in Kazakhstan at the time. And I remember getting a telephone call from the foreign minister of Kazakhstan saying, well, look at that. You see, Dick Turnip says this, and this is my view. Dick, you're a man after my own heart. This is probably the best thing that has happened to mankind. It is the great awakening, and only the strong-willed will survive. Wow. Well, I think that's very true. I think that's very, very true. Chris Ram, let's see what he says. He says, interestingly, the way to end wars is to communicate ideas at very high levels rather than fight, and actually at any level. Some levels are less survival, but are still better than war. The Germans took Russia out of the First World War by sending Lenin in, did a fine job, but ideas spread faster than a virus, and it took the Germans as well. Well, that's not untrue. Lashing Rain says, yes, I remember it well. I was at work and the boss had the TV on. I think we can all remember 9/11. Well, if you subscribe to my Telegram channel, I'm going to send you a little song that a music producer... Oh, here's Greg Boyd. I've just had the flu and recovered no problem. Lots of grapefruit, vitamins and sunshine. By the way, does flu still exist? If not, it must have been corona. Well done you. Well done you, Greg. A lot of people have been getting it. Amanda Larby says, truth and good will prevail. It will prevail. And I tell you what you can see behind me here, and just above the fireplace, we've already put up our Christmas decorations here at Camelot Castle. We decided that Christmas was going to come early this year, and one always gets criticised for putting up Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving. But you know what? That's what we've done. Our Christmas decorations are up. So if any of you want to come and enjoy an early Christmas, seeing as we can't go to Switzerland now, and if we've not had the medical protocol, of course, Camelot Castle, we're going to have a fabulous Christmas here. Fabulous Christmas. All sorts of people are coming. And many friends who came last year for Christmas are coming again. And this is going to be very, very exciting indeed. Now, going back to what I was saying, you know, a lot of people say to me, well, what could I do? What could I do that is simple, that is easy? Well, one of the things that you can do is you can advocate total freedom. Total freedom. And L. Ron Hubbard talks about this. He says that because freedom is very fundamental to life. In other words, initially you were a free being. You were a free being initially. If you advocate total freedom and you keep reminding people of the fact that they are in fact free, then the lies that cause their enslavement fall away. That's my understanding of it anyway. So that's my message for you this evening. It's a little bit of homework for you to do. Find and listen to RJ67. If you've listened to it before, listen to it again. Ron's Journal 67 stands for 1967. And it was a lecture that he gave to the world and to people that were listening to him at the time. And he lays out who it is exactly is attacking mankind and what was their real agenda. And is based on excellent research, is based on a wonderful perception of what is occurring. And that is my suggestion. It's just a brief little communication today. A brief little communication. But I wanted to say hello to you. It's Sunday night. For those of you that are getting active on Twitter, I would like to suggest that you follow the account that I have on Twitter. I put out a lot of information. My account on Twitter is now @RealJohnMappin. @RealJohnMappin. I can share a lot more. Now look who we've got here. Alexandra Domin. Good evening from Launceston, Cornwall. Hi. I've been a few times to your beautiful place, but you've not been around. Alexandra, do come again. Do come again. Absolutely lovely. Michelle Blom says a lot of truth coming out this month, and there is going to be shockwaves from the sleeping ones. Too true. A lot of true things happening. Follow my Twitter account. Share data. Every time you retweet something, every time you share something, you are injecting a little more truth into the world, and all of this idiocy will end. And I can promise you it's going to end very, very quickly. We had today a very senior official from Russia staying. I'm not going to say who, but a very, very senior official from Russia. And we talked about the Russian Revolution. And we talked about how long did it actually take, once it got momentum going, to end the rule of the Tsars and bring in communism. And it was very, very fast indeed. It was a matter of months. And everything happened very, very rapidly. And so be ready. Be ready. Things are about to move very, very quickly indeed. Very, very quickly. John Keeley. Hi, John. Great lecture and very apt. Hope you're all well at Camelot. John, we are very, very well indeed. Very, very well. Very excited. Hopefully we're going to see you again soon. Everything is going marvelously. We're having a lovely time. The countryside is beautiful at this time of year. By the way, one of the loveliest times to come to Camelot is at this time of year. November, December, January, February. These are our favourite times because it's so peaceful down here. And you really have time to think. You really have time to perceive. You really have time to enjoy who it is. In the summer, it's become very touristic, very touristy. Very, very popular, of course. We were full for most of the summer, for all of the summer, really. But John, it would be lovely to see you again, and hopefully you're both well. So Barbara, hello from New Zealand, the land of loony leaders. You won't have to wait long. I think, in a way, these people who... Peace Poppy is with us. Hello, how are you? Where else is everybody watching from? I'm always fascinated to know where these truths that I'm trying to get over to you will land. So my message for you this evening, and my homework, each and every one of you, I like to think that I can give you a little bit of homework. Because, what Camelot Castle TV really is, it's a freedom school. It's a school for freedom. See Nicola there, it's from Scotland. That all the way from Scotland. We were up in Scotland the other day. In fact, we were invited up to go to Scotland, to the COP20. What was it called? COP26. But we looked at it, and we had a lovely invitation to go there. But I rather felt that one should study it from afar. Look at this. Minnesota, USA, Gold Coast, Lincoln. I'm from California and I love your shows. Now listen, I did hear Charlie Kirk just put out a tweet, and it says, I'll read it to you. I will read you this tweet because it's apparently Gavin Newsom had the booster shot. Yeah. Gavin Newsom received his booster shot 11 days ago, cancelled his scheduled appearances, and hasn't been seen in public since. Where's Gavin? Did anybody hear that Gavin Newsom, who is apparently he thinks he's a wonderful governor of California, but apparently he said his booster shot. What could possibly have happened? Jacqueline Mary Scott says Boston, Massachusetts. Freddie Jones is from Australia, of course. Sydney. Freddie, you're a great person. Yorkshire. Look at this. Wow, look at all these places. Dublin, lovely place. Blackpool, Holmfirth, Minnesota. Gillian O'Connell, London. I love your channel. Anybody that loves this channel, we keep being censored. So I had a huge following on YouTube and on all the other things. I know it's a bore, but could I ask you to share, let all of our viewers know where we are now. We're back on Twitter, @RealJohnMappin, and we are back at these other places. And really, I like to do these broadcasts, just sort of keep in touch with you all. Tom Beresford is from Manchester. Anna is from Chicago. Freddie Jones says Newsom is sick after the booster shot. Well, I think that's an assumption, Freddie. How on earth, could a totally safe and effective vaccine make anybody sick? I think you've been reading too many conspiracy theories, Freddie. I don't think that could be the reason at all. I think it's a completely and utterly safe thing. It's a wonderful thing. And thank God, our leaders have made sure that all of these ingredients, some of which are not even known to people, because not everybody knows what's in these vaccines, but it's wonderful that you can receive these injections. Absolutely wonderful. So I don't think that would be the reason at all. I don't think you'd be sick after the booster shot. I've never heard of anybody getting sick. In fact, Yeah, Katerina says, thank God for boosters. Absolutely right, Katerina. Thank God for the booster shot. I don't know how we'd survive without these things. Absolutely marvellous, absolutely marvellous. Of course, the good news is, the really good news is that those of us that have had their 2 double jabs still won't be able to go on holiday next year without the booster shots. So obviously we're all looking forward to getting our boosters. I hope you've all got yours scheduled in. Now, is there any data on Astroworld? Google Astroworld. I'm not going to tell you what happened there. Google Astroworld. There you go. Yes, well, Chris, I can't repeat that comment. Sarah Schofield is with us, marvellous freedom fighter. Ara, you've lost your guts. I have. What I decided to do is, if you can't beat them, join them. I've completely lost my courage. And I just thought, and what I've decided to do, of course, is, just give up. That's really what we should all do. Give up and, just go along with what everybody says, especially governments. Just go along with them. Just don't. Because for a while there, I was thinking for myself, for a while. But I'm thinking now, it's just much easier if other people do my thinking for me. It's much, much easier. Yeah. See, Sharon, girl after me, I can't wait to get my 2 jabs and then my booster, because isn't it great every 6 months? 100%. 100%. Yeah, I'm a turncoat. You're absolutely right. I am a turncoat. And Makina, and I interviewed Billy TK. But you know what? It's just so much easier to blink if you're being held hostage. No, I'm not being held hostage. Not really. No one's threatening me at all. Not at all. I'm just kidding. I'm perfectly fine. You know what? Here's the thing: is one is very limited by what one can do on Facebook. On Facebook, one is very, very limited by what one can do or say. But the Telegram channel that we have, our Telegram channel, well, that is something else. So please, yeah, I'm taking the easy road. That's absolutely right. I'm taking the easy road. I'm not pointing any truths out anymore. And, yeah. Well, Picnet, thank God we've convinced you. I'm convinced. I've been putting off the juice since last Feb when I got my first round of 200 messages reminding me I should book it finally. You know what I love about my fellow freedom fighters? You all have such fantastic sense of humours. It's fantastic. Nothing left to say. Goodbye and good luck. Makina, don't worry. It's all fine. It's alarming now that they're trying to normalise strokes and heart attack amongst young children. Have you seen the posters? Yes, I have. I have. There you go, Makina. That's for you. That's for you. You just got to be very careful, because I keep being censored, and it is annoying being censored. I'm very much looking forward to Truth Social, which is the new free speech platform that Donald Trump is launching. Very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. So listen, your job today is this what a psychotic break might well be. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing what, Terry? Why am I recommending that we don't think for ourselves and that we just do exactly as we're told? Well, obviously, because what's the point of thinking for oneself? I mean, it's pointless, isn't it? Absolutely pointless. On the other hand, maybe, Terry, you could keep thinking for yourself. I mean, it is up to you. Don't let me tell you what to do. Terry Merritt, Champagne, quitting. You're quitting as well. You're quitting, yeah. Okay. Good. Anyway, all joking apart, keep advocating total freedom. Keep making sure that you think for yourself. For those of you that don't understand British sense of humour or dry sense of humour, for the last 5 minutes I have been joking. I do apologise sincerely to those of you that can't take a joke, but I do think that you should all keep thinking for yourselves, keep upholding freedom, and keep communicating. And what I would ask you all to do is to share this broadcast, and in particular share our Telegram group. It's so important. Tomorrow I'm going to have some really, really good news for you. And so tune in tomorrow. We'll be going live at about 8 o'clock. Anyway, lots of love from here, and we'll see you soon.